The following podcast is brought to you by the Ebb Tide Treatment Center. Many people wrestle with addiction. You don't have to. Reach out to the Ebb Tide Treatment Center, where they wish to empower each individual encountered with the support, hope, and tools required for long-term sobriety, priding themselves on providing the best possible treatment experience for you and your loved ones based on unique needs. They're committed to breaking the stigma that plagues those suffering with addiction and their families by educating and bringing awareness to the community. The Ebb Tide Treatment Center provides individual and group therapy, multiple recovery pathways for support, evidence-based clinical support, integrated aftercare social reintegration, personalized treatment planning, program addressing whole life health, and Vivitrol program, all available. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, reach out to them at ebbtidetc.com or call 844-430-4357. Hello once again, everybody. Thanks for listening to AIW's The Card is Going to Change. Before we get into this week's episode, as always, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors that help us bring the show to you for free each and every week. Firstly, thanks to Angelo's Pizza. They're feeding us here as they always do while we record, and they, of course, bring pizza to you at our live events at Mount Carmel. If you want to try more of their pizza or anything else on their menu, it's all delicious. Head to Angelo's on Madison Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio. And thanks to Smart Mark Video, they record all of our live events. And if you want to relive any of those or watch them for the first time, you can purchase that on DVD or digital download from smartmarkvideo.com. And additionally, head to powerbomb.tv, sign up using the code ABSOLUTE, and you will get a 20-day trial for free. And then stick around and just keep watching the shows that we put out there from the AIW archives. And as always, thanks to Jack Prince, who helps take care of all of our printing and graphic design needs. They can do all of that and more for you, whether it be banners, t-shirts, business cards, flyers, everything and anything. For all that they have to offer, head to jackprince.com.
JKPrince.com.
Oh yeah, that's right. That voice that you heard, none other than the Bone Collector, Dominic Guarini. We're also joined by AIW owner John Thorne. My name is Steve Guy, as always, your moderator of sorts. And today we record in the shadows of the AIW Women's Championship being defended on, not Powerbomb TV, a different network. We'll say that, as that's on in the background here.
Linear defense.
So I
just want to point out we're also 100% totally sober. There's not a drop of alcohol to be seen.
Well, and now Worldwide walks in the door, so we'll see about that.
As Alex Worldwide Killar joins us here.
So on this episode, we owe you guys a series of recaps. This one in particular, December 15th. It was the Wet Bandits show at Music Links and Men Are on the Lake. Another fun bar show overall, right?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good one. This one,
Steve was not there.
I was not there. I guess that's the first point.
As the whole time, if anything went wrong, Thorne would always walk up to me and say, "Dom, this is all on you. This is your fault for this one."
Yeah, because this is your idea. Yours and Dr. Dickhead.
Yeah, it was me. It was me and Dr. Dan after a reconciliation on the podcast.
You guys got together?
We got together, and one night at training, we told Thorne, even though we usually change outside, let's run Music Links in December.
And Dan said, we could get through this. It all takes a little dedication, fucking
confidence and respect.
I don't know the rest of his fucking bullshit.
I don't know how the confidence. I don't know how.
It's good that he instilled that dedication, confidence, and respect on you and I, John, because he showed up about 6:30.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
So, how did the changing go? Did everybody change outside?
Hold on. One
No, we kind of made we used the upstairs, so it was kind of like a rolling commentary table / locker room, and we used a little bit of the downstairs area change. We like set off a little bit of the backstage a little bit, but it ended up working fine. We were able to pack it in there, but it worked out, and it wasn't a big deal really.
Well, that being said, let's get into the card itself, and we'll throw down the rest of the night, and you guys chime in.
before we get into the card itself, I had to do some running around. I can't remember, but I was running late, and there was like a really bad snowstorm that day, and we're running in what is known as the snow belt, Mentor on the Lake Ohio.
Yeah.
Is a lake effect zone.
Lake effect snow for sure.
So it takes me a little longer than usual to get there because it is like a full-on whiteout blizzard, which is just amazing news as a promoter running this show that I did not want to run, an additional show in the month of December, and a unexpected. All week the weather was calling for clear and sunny days,
Almost 40 degrees.
40-degree day, and I get caught in a whiteout blizzard. It takes me a long time to get there, and I just went, well, this is fucking great. And I was driving there by myself, and I was motherfucking Dom and Dan the entire 15 miles per hour that I was going for what's already an hour drive from my house. It turns into about 2.5 to get there because we were in a full-on fucking blizzard. And on top of that, Tequila Jack's Music Links, they forgot that we were coming, and I get the worldwide texting me, and I'll let you take that over from there.
Yeah, I don't know. My reaction to a lot of the things that were going wrong that day was just a lot of huge fake laughter, which I think was starting to drive Dom insane after a certain point. But that's all I could do was just laugh and then laugh some more. And they took their sweet freaking time, which fine. Gave us more time at the buffet.
I was just going to say, and what did you guys do with that extra time while you were waiting?
Well, we did some work at the old Chinese buffet up the way.
Absolutely.
The $4.99 one, not the $4.49 one.
Start getting a sponsorship.
We had to put a big stop to old Big Twan Tucker prior to one of the other Tequila Jack shows or Music Link shows. He got a little too full, and it affected match performance. So of all the people to be the voice of reason, it was worldwide going, Big Twan, you got to watch them carbs, brother.
Like I said, he ate easily like 4 half basketballs worth of lo mein. Like, just take a basketball, cut it in half, and put that on a plate, and that's lo mein.
Feeding his muscles those carbs, man. You need carbs.
I was like, maybe he's running like a marathon at midnight. I don't know what's going on.
He didn't run a marathon in the ring that night, brother.
No.
So I get this text from Worldwide. He was like, hey, the doors are locked, and there's nobody here. Do you have a number? I gave him the number to the guy, and he goes, they're not answering. They're not answering. Finally, didn't the guy get back to you and go, oh, we didn't think you guys were going to be there till like 7?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't think you'd be there so early. And I'm like, the doors usually open at 6. How long do you think the spring takes to get up and set everything?
Well, we did push the doors back a little bit further because it was on a Friday. Since we traditionally do shows on Saturdays there, I figured, let's give some people some time, which thankfully we did because there's a fucking blizzard.
Yes.
Which, that goes back to, they approached us for the show, too, because they already had something on Saturday. They want to do a whole wrestling-themed weekend because Jeff Hardy's band was there Saturday night.
Well, initially they approached us, and they wanted us to open for Jeff Hardy's band, which I said was probably illegal based on his contract, and B, it fucking impossible to just open up a concert with a wrestling event right in the middle of the fucking...
Unless he did it like ICP style and just played in the ring. But I'm assuming he had a band and he wasn't just rapping over his own songs.
Is that what he does? Is he a rapper?
No.
I don't know what the
Except
fuck.
for ICP, Steve.
Yeah, I didn't know if Jeff Hardy did it, too.
No, I don't know what the fuck he does.
He's
in
got
his
some
band.
new metal shit going on.
Okay.
But I was like, no, that's not going to work. And they're like, okay, well, how about Friday, December the 15th? And, all it took was old Dan and Dom to hear this news to really talk me into the positives.
Can I try to defend myself on this one here?
You could try.
I thought it would be good to give some of the younger guys of the school an opportunity to have one last match for the year under the AIW banner. Your Parker Pierces, your Twan Tuckers. guys like that to get them ring time because they're kind of at the point where they don't get a lot of outside bookings right now. So I wanted to add the show for that reason. But yeah, probably really dumb on hindsight considering it was December 15th. It was in the snow belt and it was about 2 degrees that day.
Yeah. So anyway, I finally arrive, and
before you arrived, Jock had arrived though.
Well, that's what I'm. That's what I'm getting to.
This is my favorite part.
So I arrive, and they have still not been let into the building. I get there about 4:30, 4:45. They're still not let into the building, and I roll in, and I see Kurt Hertz just slamming beers.
Coors Banquet.
Just slamming beers in the parking lot. And I said, what the fuck is going on? It was like driving into the Twilight Zone. Kurt Hertz is slamming beers. Jack Sampson's walking around with a case of beer just in, like, it's not like we're not in a public shopping center like area. He's just walking around passing beers out, and
drink them if you got them.
I see Worldwide has himself a brewski. Brian Carson has himself a beer, and I go, what the fuck has happened today? And I look at Kurt Hertz and I go, hey man, I go, I don't know that much about wrestling, but I know that you don't do it that often, and you don't come to training, so I don't know if you should be drunk, getting yourself inebriated at 4:30 in the afternoon when you haven't been in a ring in about 2 or 3 months. And he goes, and Jack goes, hey man, I'm just teaching these young boys what it's like to be on the road. I said, well, this isn't really on the road. This is like his home promotion. So instantly I just had totally washed my hands of this entire scenario before we were even loading the ring in, because Kurt Hertz was going to wrestle later on that night drunk. And as we get to his match, it is very apparent that he was drunk.
Yes. And then, I mean, there's one more moment of just the frustration of the day taking all of its toll on all of us. We're setting the ring up, which it's already, very late. And I 4 times ask where the turnbuckles are. It comes to the point that I just don't feel anybody's listening to me, so I just scream at the top of my lungs, where are the fucking turnbuckles? Everybody gets really quiet, and I just have to go in the truck and get them myself. And as I pull them down, I go, was it so fucking hard? And I just remember AJ Gray looking at me in horror that I was going to literally kill somebody.
Dom and the turnbuckles will be a recurring theme here over the next few weeks, as you'll come to find. But we've already brought his name up a couple times. Big Twan Tucker, and good thing Worldwide talks some sense into him, because he leads off the show in a match with Big Mo.
This is actually convenient because I actually just watched most of this show last night on DVD. Right. Buy it, fans. It's a good boy.
Was this, even though it was the end of 2018, is this Big Twan Tucker's match of the year? 2017. Good call.
Clearly Big Twan Tucker's match of the year.
I will say that it turned out a lot better than I anticipated, even with the snowstorm. We have over, Monsoon Classic is running the door. He says we have well over 100 people, which is, hey man, for Men Around the Lake, I'll take it.
Yeah, and for Snowstorm, that's good.
Big Twan Tucker versus Big Mo. Now this is a dream match if I've ever heard of a dream match in my life. We tease it at Wrestle Rager. Worldwide's brainchild here of
Biggins was popping huge up there in the cosmos for this one.
Yeah, for sure. This is right up his alley of just fucking weirdos wrestling each other. 2 big brothers getting in there and
big boys
hooking them up. I do think that this was a star-making performance for Big Twan Tucker.
Here's the thing about Twan. I don't know if it's on purpose. It's probably not, but his facials are some of the greatest.
They're fantastic.
Going right now. His eyes can tell you a story. And at one point in time, Big Mo hits him with like an elbow.
No. That
like elbow splash deal. Whatever that was, Twan's eyes quadrupled in size.
Well, I will say the only thing that I really remember from this match is, and it's probably the only thing that everyone else remembers, is Big Mo does a fucking running seated senton on a Twan, and he does not pull that motherfucker at all. It is all X amount of weight of Big Mo. I'll leave that up to speculation amongst all the listeners. Just landing full fucking force on Big Twan Tucker, in which everyone instantly assumes that there's going to be some internal bleeding going on. Thankfully, he did not eat that much at the fucking at the buffet.
We kept him on some chicken and broccoli. He was on a good diet.
So the match is actually pretty good. Twan has a fucking hell of a spear on him. Obviously varsity athlete if you follow the life of Big Twan Tucker.
That's right. Season never ends.
He walks upstairs, and in what is the funniest backstage interaction I've ever had in my life, he walks up the stairs to the locker room and he goes, "Y'all think wrestling's fake? That shit was for real." And I just went, "Yep." It looked it. It goes, "Woo! That was for real. Woo! He is a big boy." And it was the fucking funniest thing. And all my stress of the day was gone until Kurt Hurts wrestles later on in the evening, and then I became stressed out again.
Yes.
But that Big Twan and Big Mo, I would say go out of your way to see this one.
Is it fair to say Big Twan may be the most endearing of the students right now?
If you spend more than 5 minutes with Big Twan, he is clearly the most endearing AIW student.
I want him on commentary. I want to stream him watching NXT. I want everything.
I guess we could skip. We could skip to you guys. Were doing a ring rental in which NXT Takeover was on, and Big Twan Tucker, I hear he was really getting into that Gargano match.
Oh, real hard. And at one point,
worldwide, if you would please tell the listening audience, as you were taking the ring down, what you said to him.
Well, I was taking the ring down while a number of students and other people that should know better were, not taking the ring down and loading out. And, everyone's having a great time watching the match on Flynn's cell phone. It's a miracle age that we live in. And, even 5 years ago, you couldn't imagine doing this. It's all moving too fast. But, so I'm just walking by, and finally at one point, I'm like, my back hurts, and these big motherfuckers are not moving a goddamn thing. And I just go to Twan, and I'm like, Twan, just so you know, Johnny texted me earlier today, and he's not going to win, man. I'm sorry. And he's like, "Oh, fuck you, man." And, everyone just popped pretty hard. And then, somebody else, I'm going to let them remain nameless, came up to me, and they were like, "Did he seriously text you today?" And I'm like, one, Johnny doesn't even have my goddamn number. And two, if he did, I think there's a long list of people that he would be like, "Who am I telling the finish to this match tonight?"
You probably would have told Twan before you.
Worldwide's the one. He needs to know he's not going to pass this information along to anyone. He's not going to break Twan's heart. But, yeah.
Man, Twan's reaction when Candice attacked Zelina Vega was...
I heard that from outside.
Yeah, he was so excited. Miss Candice, she's taking her out.
Like I said, Twan-mentary. We need to get Twan-mentary going on.
We'll see what we could do at maybe we'll toss him on that Akron show.
There you go.
There we go.
Well, second match of the night is worldwide. It's good that you're here because you were in on this. Ooh. It was the production: Frankie Flynn, Colby Red, Derek Director, Magnum CK, and that's a stable that I think AIW fans are really coming to love and enjoy.
I think this was really part of this match took a key part in them working as a unit.
Definitely cemented them in a lot of ways.
So then they take on the Worldwide Experience.
Oh no, you're getting Weird Body hot right now because he saw the DVD.
He got real hot at
it's
this last
Weird
night.
World Experience.
Right.
That was the name of the group.
Yeah, how do you take
on the
his name out of
DVD and in the DVD, it says the Worldwide Experience, and Weird Body was so disgusted.
I don't blame him.
He was gonna make a call to Gary, but I said, "Gary, I said, Smart Mark's not the.
I think Smart Mark and Jesse the Mark, they just used a creative license on that one.
Yeah. So hey, thanks guys.
So it's the Weird World teaming up with the Philly Marino Experience. A nice 8-man tag.
And I believe I told Worldwide that he needs to buy Magnum CK a bunch of drinks to the bar because he made him look like Tully Blanchard that night.
Yeah, I did watch it. I was looking pretty good. I had some damn punches in that match, man. Tell you what,
it was your best. It was your best in-ring performance to date.
Only way it could have been better if I'd thrown a nice nasty German. But
do you attribute
or if you would have had your original merch you guys had?
Shut the fuck up.
Do you attribute that to being to Magnum being just like an awesome dance partner in the ring there?
We were in a fight for our lives, Steve Guy.
Yeah.
Dance party. My face. No, that match was fucking sick. I mean, there's so many there's just like good shit all over that. Fucking Philly hit that ridiculous moonsault.
I did see you busted out a dive.
I did. I busted out a dive. It was fully formed. It went to full term and it was ready to go. Recently hit one, was not full term. It was premature. But yeah, I mean, and also just the dive train in that match alone. I mean, it's a little too inside baseball, but like, I feel like it was like really well executed in a way that like sometimes people just hit 8 billion dives in a row. And this one, there was like some teasing and like, it wasn't just 10,000 fucking dives in a row.
You really told the story out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I think that overall, like that match did a lot to help the kind of production out in general. You know, get them together. You know, establish them as this team, and obviously what happened later in the night was another big portion of that too.
We make movies.
It's the production. It's the name of the
Though,
game.
you know what was left on the cutting room floor? I don't want to put myself over too hard.
Oh no.
You know, some of you fans might notice this. You can notice this next time. We're just in a whole pile of dives and just piles of dudes on the floor. I'm a hell of a floor-bound brawler. Me and Derek, we're going to war on that floor. We were just karate chops, vicious eye gouges.
I think that's a T-shirt, man. War on the floor.
I know.
Yeah,
War on the floor. I mean, also, one of the best strike exchanges I ever had was actually way back in that Johnny versus Candace 10-man.
You and Ciampa hooking it up?
No, me and Johnny were just slow-mo, blow for blow on that floor.
Oh, man.
Like I said, front row fans, keep your eyes peeled. I'm a warrior.
All right. Moving along there,
I just forgot that Worldwide and Johnny Gargano actually wrestled each other.
I'm sure Johnny wants to forget too.
That's not the 5-star Meltzer match, obviously.
No.
the next match was AJ Gray representing No Consequences, taking on the other brainchild of this show, Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham.
Brainchild of the show didn't arrive till about 7 p.m.
Yeah, hey.
What time did the show start?
7 p.m.
Got there, put together a match, and yeah, I mean,
Dr. Dan got his fucking brain knocked off his head. I'll say that.
Yeah.
It was not the easiest night in the squared circle for Dan.
No, and like a lot of this match had like a lot of like back context because the kind of one of the Dr. Dickhead like ideas came from AJ Gray calling him that on Twitter. So they had a little Twitter banter back and forth, and AJ would find pictures of Dan in compromising positions and put them on Twitter. So that's like where a lot of the backstory came from. But Dan got hit very hard in this match.
I don't know that AJ Gray hits softly, I guess.
It's a large man.
He is.
Killing
Not
him
Big Mo large.
Killing him softly.
So moving on from there. Oh, now we come to the Haas division match.
You want to talk 5 stars?
This is it, huh?
Kurt Hurts' performance.
This thing,
The champion going into it, Joshua Singh, the Golden Boot, which was formerly a worldwide Golden Boot.
well, no, not at all.
He created
You created the Golden Boot.
I did. I found the gold,
Yeah, at Wrestle
molded
Rager.
the gold into a boot form.
Exactly.
Gold's a very soft metal. That's why it looks like a boot that was painted gold. It's fucking gold.
Yeah, it's soft metal. It's real gold. So this match is the Duke, Joshua Singh, who's the champion going into it, Calvin Tankman, and Kurt Hurts.
And I would like to, real quick, I'm trying to remember who the referee was in this boy, but
Was Calvin Tankman, did somebody cancel? I can't remember.
I mean, he rode along with somebody, didn't he?
Yeah, he rode in, but I'm trying to think if somebody else was supposed
Was
to
it maybe just
Oh
supposed to
no!
be a three-way?
Oh no! Jock was supposed to be in this match. So
Yeah.
so yeah, we had to make some last minute switches, which we'll get to later.
Happy accident.
But poor Calvin Tankman, man, entering the AIW and he's in there with the Duke and Kurt Hurts.
It was a good damn debut, man. I watched, I think I was just loving it. And like I said, the referee and Pedro treated that boot with so much respect. Showed it to each man in the corner and then handed it off. And Pedro received it on the floor with so much reverence for this gold boot. Really, the Haas division is my division to watch for AIW. I love it.
You know who did
Lots and
not?
lots.
You know who did not treat that boot with respect? Kurt Hurts, because he did not care one bit about his performance.
I mean,
drunk.
Kurt has a way of selling where a move happens to him and he sits up and then just kind of rolls around.
There was a German suplex in this match. I think Kurt took it from Joshua saying, "I thought he died. I thought we'd witnessed the death. I thought we were going to have to prop Kurt Hurts up, Weekend at Bernie style, put him in his car and like push off the Valley View Bridge and just say he had no more life left in him."
I mean, you had the lake right there.
Exactly.
Let's not expose all our secrets, man.
Well, what about when Calvin Takeman made his way to the outside?
So I know that there's a sequence that happens in this match, and I asked the Duke. I said, "What the fuck happened?" Where like Calvin Takeman is on the top rope going for a moonsault, and then the Duke just does the shittiest powerbomb ever.
Oh, that thing.
And I go, what was happening
thing.
there?
Somehow he was on the top rope, but then his foot was on the floor the whole time, like for that power bomb. It was a weird one.
So the Duke says that there was something else that was supposed to happen there, but Kurt Hurts and his magical selling abilities rolling around just like rolled and like stood up. So like there was nobody there for the moonsault. So the Duke tries to call an audible to this guy where he's just going to powerbomb him instead. And that's why it looks so shitty, because that guy's going for a moonsault and the Duke just decides he's going to go for a powerbomb.
300+ pound man.
And it just looks like two guys just fall down.
I will say the Duke is
It's the
proud.
Haas division, man. It's real. It's not pretty.
The Duke is proud of being the owner of
it's
that
about
gold
weight limits for the Haas division.
Yes.
It is about weight limits. It is not about no limits.
Kurt Hurts somehow finds himself in the weight limit of the Haas division.
Hey man, you know he's getting a little bigger.
Okay. Well, all those
Still
beers
smaller than he
beforehand.
was when he joined the school, but
The Duke takes this one home though.
Poor Kurt Hurts. We may have seen the last of him though, because at the UXWA he left and had to go to the hospital.
Yep.
Oh, yes,
Another
did get
Dr.
injured
Dan
there.
claims another victim.
Yeah, dude.
R.I.P.
Well, we referenced Jock Sampson. He was supposed to be in that match, but he is in fact in the next match because unfortunately Tracy Smothers could not make it to the show.
He's unable to make it because all the other pizza drivers at Sandy's Pizza came down with the flu that's going around, and Sandy's Pizza
Put their foot down.
They put their foot down and took away Tracy Smothers' paid PTO day that he had put in for, and they said, if you don't come in and deliver these pizzas on this Friday night, our hottest night of the week, you are no longer going to be an employee of Sandy'sPizza.net. And Tracy Smothers was forced to pull off against his will because Sandy's Pizza is going to pay him more than AIW is going to pay him over time.
Which, I mean, if that's not like the most indie wrestling thing on this earth, that like Tracy Smothers, legend in the game. I don't know how old he is, but he has
40.
40. You know, he's a
very mature
grizzled 40.
40.
Grizzled 40 has the same problems of like a 19-year-old kid on the indies of
Hey,
not
man.
being able to get off work.
It's a vicious circle, man. It's a vicious circle. So we make the change. It's going to be impossible to find. I think it's going to be impossible to find a suitable replacement to Wrestle Kikutaro on that much notice. However, Jack Sampson is a more than suitable option who was already booked.
Hall of Famer should be a millionaire.
Consummate professional.
I agree. Jack Sampson should be a millionaire. Jack Sampson is just one of those guys that he's got to come and go at AIW. I think when he's there for a long period of time, he loses his kind of mystique. But he's a guy that comes in waves and always delivers. And his short stints. You know what I mean? He's like when Goldust would back in the day. He would be there for a while. He'd get fired. He'd come back. He'd get fired again. That Jack Sampson's basically the AIW Goldust.
That's not a bad thing to be.
He's going to be, in 10 years, he's going to be in our version of 205 Live.
Where you're like, I don't know if he's serious, but like he's like really committed, but then you can see him also being self-aware. Like he's like on so many levels as a performer and a human.
Now, worldwide, I know that you loved this switch and you loved this match. You were laughing hysterically.
I was destroyed by this match.
What are the highlights for you from this one?
Fucking all right. In the goddamn intros, I mean, with the whole Pikachu deal, this, that, referring to him as Pikachu constantly, then turning it around, like, because he's like, Jock can go like a little politically incorrect, he's got his like redneck humor, all that fucking shit, but like, he's also aware of like things outside of that.
Yeah.
But still disregards it. But like, it's the weirdest fucking thing on this earth. Like,
It only
like
works
I
for
said-
it's only works for Jack Sampson.
Yeah, like it's not something that anybody can do. But yeah, so like then at one point in time, like, you know, he's like just going back and forth and he's like talking all this shit to Kiku, and then Kiku is just like, thank you very much. And like he's like, I'm bowing to me, I'm not bowing to you. Fucking blah blah blah. I voted for Donald Trump. Fucking and then like fucking but then like he's like Kiku's just like, thank you very much. And then he's like, well, thank you. And like just like getting like just it was a fucking cartoon live and it was fucking beautiful.
I think I don't know how audible it was, but when Kiko comes out, he says Tracy's mother's delivering fucking pizzas or something like that.
Dude. The whole thing beginning to end.
How was it on the
fucking-
rewatch?
Oh, it was great. I mean, there's some things where like you like heard it better live, like as far as some of the verbal stuff that you do on DVD, but you still like can hear it on DVD and like just like they have like a strong style ass kicking contest that's like amazing, like, or maybe wrong style is a better term, but it like I mean just beginning to end match of the year 2017, everyone can get fucked.
Yeah, I mean it probably worked out better than if Tracy was there. To be honest, in retrospect, it was amazing.
And Jock still kept Tracy's name in there.
Yeah,
He's like, you know, he said he was sent there and Tracy was taking care of Missy and everything.
Yeah.
Continuity.
yeah. He, you know, Jack knows how to tell a story, brother.
Yep.
Perfect.
What's up, everybody? This is Alex Worldwide Keller here to tell you all about at Thrift Store Jobber, Instagram, Etsy, eBay, etc. And he's got a humding-a-danda doodle here today, not a doozy. You know, it was 1989, and Pat Patterson, he had to be thinking, where's some WWF merch for me? And Vince said, hey, buddy, I got your back. And he made this beautiful rainbow print WWF t-shirt. It is a size medium. It's like new. That's dead stock? Is that what the new is? Well, Pat Patterson, he's alive and well. And you can be too in this beautiful shirt. Find out all about it at Thrift Store Jobber, Instagram, Etsy, eBay.
Well, next match, Mr. Excellence personified Brian Carson taking on Eddie Only. This is Eddie Only's AIW debut, I think.
Yes.
At least singles for sure, right?
Yeah, this
no,
is
for
his
sure,
debut. You know, Eddie is a guy that he started coming to the AIW school, I don't know, about six months ago or so.
Right around there.
Yeah.
And it was just, you know, this goes into Dom's point of, you know, let's get some of these guys that don't get on regular shows a chance to wrestle in the ring, which is, like I've said always, it's, you know, I have to hold up that end of the bargain as far as, you know, getting students is concerned and getting them ring time. You know, and I thought this was a good debut. Carson was a good, easy heel for him to work with, and Carson is definitely underrated in his like he doesn't go outside of his realm of skills, and he knows how to work with them. And I think that was, you know, it was a good kind of in-ring thing for Eddie Only to ease him into the AIW landscape.
And Eddie's just been a great addition to the whole crew too, because like on top, like, I mean, he's like a righteous dude. He like busts his ass, but also he has something that like some people that like come into wrestling school don't have, which is outside life experience, which can take you so far. Because if you're just like an 18-year-old kid that's like, I've always wanted to be a wrestler, and you come in and like you have no experience outside of that, that can go either way sometimes. But like he has a background in like music and tattooing and like fucking cultural knowledge and such that like a lot of people don't have, and that experience I feel can take you like a lot further inside of wrestling. Plus, he's just a righteous, solid dude.
Yeah, I like Eddie Only a lot.
Yeah, it was a solid way to kind of bring him into the fold. You know, otherwise, just to echo what these guys say, Eddie's a great kid, and it's awesome to have him around.
Well, next match, we go to two members who are kind of hanging out in No Consequences. They have a feud. Loser has to leave No Consequences. Trey Lamar and Malcolm Monroe III. And then we get a surprise return in this match.
I mean, you kind of blew like the big lid off right there, but yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry.
I mean,
Just trying to coast through here, Dom.
I can tell.
Go for it.
It kind of comes down to this was, the last show. We knew that Chase Oliver was getting close to getting ready to return. We knew that he probably wasn't just quite ready in ring just yet. So we decided that there needed to be a small issue between Trey Lamar and MM3 because, Chase Oliver was likely going to take MM3's spot and no consequences. So what better way than to let two young guys who are looking for an outlet, go out there and go wild.
Nick Sanka just walked in a dad hat.
Yeah,
Nick Sanka.
Would you leave your kid in the car, man?
Yeah.
I would expect Sully to have that hat.
That's a real dad hat you got.
It is. Cheering for Sami Zayn tonight.
My goodness.
But
Bartender Nick Sanka.
But I digress. No, it was it was a fun little piece of business. Trey's coming along, well in his development.
Piece of business, man. That was a real Jim Ross thing to say.
It was. Trey's coming along well in his development. And MM3 was a good dance partner for him in that regard of matching just athleticism versus athleticism.
What's next?
All right.
Well, and then of course, I guess we had the Chase Oliver return.
Yeah.
Which obviously a couple concussions, so it was interesting to see Chase come back in the building where
In the building that broke him.
in the building that broke him last. So
How was that response?
it was well. I mean, it seemed like the fans were into it, and then I think the bigger part of the everything here, is once again, like I said earlier with AJ Gray, and that is the angle that we went to later. But what was our next match, Steve?
Our next match features TV's Colin Delaney
Ho ho!
in a bar brawl with Parker Pierce. Party Parker Pierce. Boy, that's a tongue twister. In his element, in the bar, of course.
Well, yeah, this one was one where we wanted to get Parker Pierce a chance against a veteran to get in there and work with him, because I know, as Worldwide can say, Worldwide's debut match was against Tyson Dukes and Tracy Williams, and that helped you and Weird Body out a lot in terms of putting stuff together, right?
I'd like a few more against Tracy one of these days.
Yeah, and I got the chances to work with guys like BJ Whitmer when I was young, in my career development. So that's something that John does really well, is he gets us young guys in there with veterans who can teach us and show us the way of things, and how to work the right way.
Yeah, Colin Delaney is definitely super underrated in what he could teach people.
Yeah,
He's very, 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 very good. I had one complaint about this match. I was looking forward to Party Parker Pierce catching some of those Colin Delaney hands, getting some of those chops, because they're good ones. They're real good. But apparently, he got a job. Colin got a job somewhere.
He didn't get a job.
He didn't get a job.
But either way,
he's had some job interviews.
he's been getting some job interviews, and apparently they care about his chest and face a lot. So he didn't want to hit nobody or get hit, which really bummed me out because I was ready for Parker to catch those hands.
I just remember a moment where Colin looks at Parker Pierce and goes right to his face in circles and goes, "You see this? Better look the same before and after."
That was before the match?
Yeah.
So they brawled into the bar, though, did they not? This was finally. I feel like every time we're at Music Link, somebody's got to go towards the bar. This was that match, right?
I mean the main event as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also felt there was one point where they were going to jump off of something, and it looked like they were going to jump through a table, and I just stood there and I said no.
We don't own the tables at Music Links. None of them.
We don't own really anything anywhere at this point.
That's true. Well, our next match, Joshua Bishop and Kurt Stallion. And as is Joshua Bishop's MO at Music Links.
He died.
Yes, an ill-advised moment.
Okay. The move in question that you can all watch on the DVD and or MP4 from SmartMark, I've seen Kurt Stallion do this move many a times. Essentially, it's a Spanish fly, but it's done in reverse. So you do a full moonsault while Kurt hooks you. Now, young Mr. Joshua Bishop had asked me about the move, and I said, "Yeah, man, it's super dangerous. Have you ever done a moonsault?" He goes, "Nah, I'll do it at training this week." I said, "If you can do it at training, then I agree to take it." Well, he didn't go to training, and he never told me that he was going to do it, and next thing I know, he was on top of his head.
Yeah, that was gross.
Yeah.
The move looks like maybe that's what it was supposed to be when you watch it
Yeah,
back.
well...
But not at all.
No, because he went right on top of his dome and was clearly concussed to the point of I texted him the next day and he didn't really remember much of anything.
He was very sleepy, a little fuzzy.
Yeah, well, shout out to Weird Body and Wes Barkley, who kept him awake that whole night because, with the information we have on concussions, you're not supposed to sleep with a concussion.
Right.
So they kept him awake the whole night, and, they were good brothers, and, we here at AIW like to follow, a proper concussion protocol.
Oh, we do?
We do now.
Poor Josh never gets to sleep.
We definitely do. Was Father Bishop there?
No.
No, the whole Bishop Brigade was not there. They had a wake to attend. So
Yeah, they almost had another
two,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they almost had two to attend. So they had two. So they had these tickets, so essentially they bought tickets and then did not attend.
Wow.
But
That's
Josh
unfortunate.
Bishop, continues kind of his streak of these like real good Music Links matches, in a singles environment. So that's kind of something that's been, an idea there as he's had these matches with Jonathan Wolf,
Mance Warner.
and Kurt Stallion now. So he's got 3 in a row that have been pretty solid.
Performs well, just always one ill-advised moment. Every time.
Yeah.
Well, then it's main event time. The Bone Collector himself, Dominic Arini, and Mance Warner in a UFC 1 rules match.
Well, you said that wrong. It's UFC 1 VHS tape rules
oh,
match.
my apologies.
Not that pussy UFC shit now.
Yeah. So this is just mainly an idea that Mance and I kind of had that we were going to brawl around the bar and we didn't want the referee to look dumb for, not counting us down. So it was the idea that we'd go do a no rules match and, we just kind of did that, based off of just the promo on the top end of it.
Okay.
But it was a fun match for me because I've seen Mance around and Mance was a guy that always asked me about AIW and I just had to tell him, just keep doing your thing. And, when the fans want you, you'll be there. And he showed up to do ring crew, showed up to a couple seminars. John took a note of him. He did pretty well against Josh.
Worldwide took a note of him.
Yeah.
Oh, well, because he came up to me one time at the end of a show, and he just looks me in the eye. We had done the Arn seminar earlier in the day, and I think I shook his hand, but we were just whatever. But he comes up to me, he's like, I'm doing shit, he's doing shit. He's like, hey man, you want to tell me something? I was like, what's up? He's like, how many fucking matches some of these kids have that aren't touching this goddamn ring right now? And I'm like, not as many as you'd think. He's like, yeah, I didn't fucking think so. Shit wouldn't fly in Indiana, man.
But yeah, no, it was one.
And right there, I was like, I don't even know what your work looks like. I don't know what the fuck you do. You can paint yourself up like a clown. I love you. You're a good dude.
A clown. That's pretty specific.
So he could be doing.
He'd be a terrifying clown, actually.
But yeah, no, it was fun with Mance. We brought around the bar.
Yeah, that's a different kind of match for you, Dom.
Yeah, no, it was fun. We brought around the bar a little bit. We introduced a chair in the match. I did a running package power driver. There was all kinds of weird stuff, but it was fun. Mance is, an easy guy to work with, and I think so far all of his matches in AIW have gone pretty well for him.
He thrives in that bar crowd too.
Loves it.
Well, that is the last match.
Steve, we forgot an entirely gigantic angle that we set up for the next show.
Oh, yeah?
Because John Thorne was not down here to remind us. After that Joshua Bishop match, in his concussed stupor, No Consequences came out to celebrate with him, and then the production jumped them to set up the match for the next show.
That is a big deal.
More on that when we recover Rulers of the World.
Correct.
All right. But before we go, bartender Nick Sanka, you haven't been on here in some time. How's dad
interview.
life, buddy?
Oh, man.
Good, man. Good.
You could dress him like a dad.
Talking my hat?
Yeah.
Did you get that from Sami Zayn?
No, I got it from Josh Prohibition.
Josh
Oh,
Prohibition.
yeah, that makes sense.
Is that
How many Under Armour polos do you have now?
A few. Actually.
Is that your runner-up for the chili competition prize?
Yep. Josh Prohibition gave it to me and welcomed me to dadhood.
Tell me about meconium poop.
It's super black. It looks like tar.
So when you drink too much Pepto-Bismol?
I haven't drank too much Pepto-Bismol, man.
Oh, I saw Eric Ryan a snap the other day. Whew. Crap chat, baby.
It's taking a weird turn.
Oh, man, I think that's a good ending point. Well, congrats, Nick Zanka, and to Allie, of course, who probably did most of the work there, obviously.
Still him. She says still him.
Still Wonderful. Well, for Dom Guarini, John Thorne, Alex Worldwide Keller, and of course Nick Sanko, my name's Steve Guy. We'll talk to all of you next week, and we'll talk Rulers of the World.